Addictive Productions.
But I didn't really mess with them again until I moved out. And when I got my braces and got my teeth pulled, they prescribed me hydrocodone 10. So I was selling them, I was taking them, and then when I ran out, Jack started giving me more. The first time I ever shot up was with, no, it wasn't with Josh. It was with our cousin Junior. I shot up morphine, and it was on from then.
Describe the first time being high and explain why you craved the experience. What made it so appealing? What made it like a necessity to you?
When the first time I ever done pills, I really didn't like it. I mean, it wasn't that I liked it. I did like it, of course, because I kept doing it, but it helped me sleep. When me and Shauna took all them pills, well, I slept like a baby.
So how long into your using had you noticed that you had picked up and it wasn't just like a casual thing anymore, it was like a serious habit that you had found was hard to break?
When I was pregnant with my daughter.
And how much were you using at that time? Like, what was the jump?
About an Opana a day.
Explain that to somebody who doesn't know anything about it.
One Opana, well, there's Opana 10s, 15s, 20s, 30s, and 40s. At that point in time, we were doing Opana 20s. That was the easiest, and the price range. Opanas are crazy these days. I don't even do Opanas. That's what caused my open heart surgery, was Opanas. That was the real reason why I stopped doing pills and started going to heroin, because Opanas are really, really addictive, and the withdrawals are horrible. It's horrible. And when I had to have my open heart surgery from the endocarditis, I knew that if I kept doing Opanas, but I wasn't ready to quit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we started doing heroin. We got to connect, and it was on from there. But once I started doing pills, like, I would sit up in the middle of the night by myself, popping pill after pill after pill after pill.
Mm-hmm. Early in your addiction, did you ever imagine the impact it would have on your life?
No. Like, I knew it was possible, but I guess, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I guess like everybody else, I thought, you know.
Not me.
Not me.
How did using regularly change your life, as far as things that you did, goals you had, just your whole perspective, what you consumed your time with?
Because it got to a point to where I couldn't function without it. I mean, I couldn't get out of bed.
How did you using drugs change your priorities and your goals? Like, how did you, before getting addicted to pills, your ambitions and what you wanted to do in life, how did that change once you were introduced to this addiction?
Because once it progressed to that point, nothing else mattered but getting high.
Mm-hmm.
My kids, my family, nothing mattered. And that's horrible to say, but it's the truth. It's hard because I could have been so much more. I could have been so better. I could have my 3 kids. I could have a wonderful life right now.
So when did you realize that using was no longer a choice, but it was a need? It was a priority?
When I started getting sick. I mean, withdrawing from Opanas and morphines and shit, you have restless legs, you have cold sweats, you're freezing, but you're sweating, your skin crawls. I mean, you can't stand, I couldn't stand for a shirt to touch my skin. I mean, it's awful. Oh my God, it's horrible. And to do it in jail,
yeah,
that is horrible.
How many times have you told yourself that you're gonna quit?
How many times have I been to jail?
Why is it that whenever you go to jail and you go through the withdrawals, that the first thing you want to do when you get out is
After
get
I'm
high?
done through the withdrawals?
after you've gone through the hardest part of the whole coming off of it process, what makes you want to go do it?
Tell you the truth, I really don't know if I have an answer for that, because I really don't know. I guess just me being an addict, because like I said, I love to get high. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it wasn't like I sit there doing what I was doing wanting to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't want to. If I could get high and then put it down, not need it, I would love that. But I can't do that. If I get high,
It starts this
I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah. So, when you were using heavy, like the peak of your use, what were you using and how much did it cost every day in order to replenish your supply?
Heroin and meth. Meth really didn't. Meth was easy to come by. It really don't cost that much, you know. But heroin, it's expensive. The worst off that we've ever been was when we was our dealer's driver. We drove her everywhere, and she supplied us. And we were driving her to Mount Holly to pick up ounces 2 and 3 times a day. So we had a Kurt Cobain heroin habit. Is it how I picture? That's how I always explain it to everybody. It was a Kurt Cobain heroin habit. And when I went to jail, I ended up on suicide watch. I withdrew so bad.
How many times have you been charged and been to jail?
My entire record consists of possession and paraphernalia charges. I maybe have 1 or 2 larcenies from stealing from Walmart, but the rest of it has been for drugs.
And how many times has that been then?
I don't even know, a lot.
Have you ever experienced depression because of your substance abuse?
Yeah. Just my life being the way it is. You know, it's really not that bad right now. You know, I mean, I've been clean, you know, I mean, I still take the boxing, but
you've been off.
That's as clean as I've been in a long time, you know what I'm saying? I don't get high from it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
so to you feel like you're clean because you're not getting high all the time, you're just maintaining.
Yeah, I mean, I'm living a functional, like, I can live a normal life.
Yeah. What are some of your triggers? And what goes through your mind, like whenever you're exposed to one of them, what's like the first thing that pops into your head? Or like, what is your mental process when you encounter a trigger?
Some of my main triggers are like when me and Josh argue or we fight. I think that's why this time has been somewhat different than the rest, because this is the first time in a long time that me and Josh get along, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm a trigger for him too sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And then I think the biggest trigger I have is when when I'm trying, and it's like, it still feels like it's not good enough for anybody else. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I do so good, and then people are still just throwing up what I'm not doing.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And
how many people have you witnessed overdose, and what is that experience like?
A lot. I've saved a lot of lives. Josh, he has overdosed on me so many times, and it's so scary. Especially because I love him so much. And to sit and know that there's a possibility that I'll lose him, it's horrifying. Okay, I've overdosed twice. Both times were in a matter of 24 hours. I had just got out of jail the same night. I remember doing the shot of heroin. I closed my eyes. I said, man, that feels good. And when I come to, we was in a completely different parking lot. They had done hit me with Narcan twice. And I didn't even know that I had overdosed. I had started gargling. And then the second time was just a few hours later. I done another shot of heroin, and I was in the motel bathroom, and I had shot it up in my chest right here. And when they come in the bathroom, I was in between the counter and the toilet. They picked me up, hit me with Narcan again. They wouldn't even give me, nobody else give me a shot that night.
How many kids do you have, and how old are they?
I have 3 kids, and Colton will be 4 in December. Sebastian will be 6 in January, and Madison just turned 7 in August.
How often do you see your kids?
I don't get to see them. There's been a couple times where me and Josh have been at Walmart, and we've seen Carrie with Sebastian. But, like, I've not been able to see him any closer as hell. I've not seen him as far as from me to you.
Do you ever wish that you had custody and could raise them yourself, or are you happy that they're in a stable environment?
I'm happy that I'm thankful, because all of my kids have everything they could ever want or need. You know, they are very well taken care of, you know. But I do wish that I could have done better and been the mother that I know that I could have been, but I wasn't. I could have done so much better. I wish I would have. And if I could go back now, I would. If I could go back and change everything, I would. But I can't.
Describe your love for your children.
I love my kids. I mean, they're my kids. But, and as bad as it hurts me to say this, my love for drugs was more. And I hate that I let myself be that way. But I chose drugs over my kids. And that's just the facts. It's horrible to say, but it was like I couldn't control it. I mean, when you get to that point, I mean, it takes you over, and no matter how, you think I didn't want to be that way. I never in a million years would have ever thought that when I finally did have kids, that this would be how it played out. I never would have in a million years thought that.
Describe Jessica before she started using drugs.
Young, and she was full of a lot of potential. She liked to be the center of attention. She definitely, she loved her nana. She's a good kid.
How did you first discover that she was using drugs?
Looking back, if there was signs I should have caught, but I didn't. But I guess it was somewhere in junior high. I knew something was up.
Do you feel that you should have done more as a parent?
Oh, yeah.
In
Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly, I would have done things different, but I think looking back, I could have been maybe a little more understanding to her. But, and then again, there's times when I think that I should have came down a little harder than what I've done. But hindsight's always better than foresight.
Okay. Describe your relationship with Jessica before and after she began using drugs heavily.
Before she started using drugs heavily, I mean, our relationship was a little distant because I was a young parent when I had Jessica, so I didn't really know how to, I was a kid myself, so I didn't really know how to bond, with her and whatever. I didn't know how to be a dad at that time. I was still trying to grow up myself, so I didn't understand a lot of them things. I thought my first kid, I'll just let her, anybody touching my kid, anybody whooping my kid, and anybody telling my kid nothing. So, and that was my young, mind way of, being about it. I was just, that's my baby daughter, and she gets what she wants. And I'm not going to tell her no, because I had a rough upbringing, and I went from growing up to one extreme to when I got my first kid, I went to the other extreme. I didn't get that happy medium with it that I got with my other kids. With her, I was learning just as much as she was at a young age. And then when she started using the drugs, and getting, there was already such a distance between us that when that started and I blinked the way I've done, and that was one of those situations where I wished I would have been harder, and really got my point across early on with her on that deal, but, and then that just totally distanced us. Because I really tried. I didn't want her doing that. It broke my heart that my daughter was doing that. So, and then when I came to the realization that she's not going to stop right now, and then my worries went out to her child. And that really, really hurt me and really bothered me. And so I just didn't deal with it. She wasn't around me, I didn't have to see her, so I had other kids, so, not that I didn't think about Jessica every day. There was times when I cried myself to sleep. And so, thank the Lord that Jessica has got to a time in her life now where I think she can change. She is changing, and that's good. And I do see her a little more now, and we talk now, and I don't feel like there's any anxiety between us. Everything's out on the table, So, I think we're at a better place now than we've been in a long time.
How has Jessica's actions impacted your family?
It's impacted it, and surprisingly enough, and as bad of a situation as it is, I think it's had some good effects. Because her siblings, her brothers and sister, they see what it's done to her. I think it'll help them to go through life with that in mind, to, not make the same kind of mistakes. It's one thing for people to tell you something, and it's another for them to show you. And I think Jessica showed her brothers and sister that, what not to do. But, overall, I mean, it's made strain and hurt on everybody's heart. Nobody, and that's any family that has to deal with drug addiction, at that level. Whether it be the pharmaceuticals, the heroin, or even alcohol.
Where do you think Jessica would be in life if she would have never started doing drugs?
Who knows? I can't answer that one, because she had so much potential, and she was a very smart person. So it's hard to tell wherever Jessica would have wanted to go. She was a superstar. She used to run around the house doing that all the time. Superstar. So,
what do you think led to Jessica making the choices that she did?
I think not really paying attention to who she was being friends with. She had a carefree heart. She was a kind spirit. She'd befriend just about anybody, and that's good. But at the same time, it can be dangerous. It can be, and I'm not saying that it's the people she was around made her do the things she did, because in the end, she ultimately made them decisions herself.
Yeah.
But it makes it easier when you're around. Misery loves company. So, you get around that kind of thing, it'll pull you in, and it always looks fun from the start.
Yeah.
But, it never ends that way.